Hello and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another movie review. And for this one I'm going to be reviewing the 2018 film Venom, based on the Marvel Comics character. This one is set in Sony's Spider-Man universe, but it doesn't have any mention at all of Spider-Man himself. Um, Stars Tom Hardy in the titular role of Eddie Brock slash Venom. Also stars Michelle Williams and Riz Ahmed. And it's basically it's a completely different take on the Venom that we saw in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. Um, that one wasn't really well received. To be honest, I've never been a big fan of that version. Um, this was okay. It wasn't the best film. I think it's hampered by the fact it can't make any reference to Spider-Man, even though it's set in that universe. Um, so basically, uh, it's a completely different origin for the symbiotes that will become Venom. In the comics and in the um, Sam Raimi film and in the animated series, it basically attached itself to a spaceship carrying Jonah Jameson's son, who was a top astronaut. In this one, it's the symbiotic life forms are attached to a comet that crashes on Earth. Um, um, Sorry, it's they attach itself to a probe that contains 4 samples that were discovered on a comet. Um, and one of them actually escapes and causes uh, the ship to crash in Malaysia. Uh, the other 3 are picked up by an engineering corporation called Life Foundation. Um, and it goes from this bit. Eddie Brock's story here, he's an investigative journalist, so he's not working at the Bugle. Um, and he basically goes behind his fiancee's back, played by Michelle Williams, and um, reads up about some human trials in a classified document that was only meant for her. Um, and basically, when he confronts the CEO of the Life Foundation about these trials, he winds up getting sacked. Um, his fiance also gets sacked, and she basically breaks up with him. Um, it moves on 6 months, and the trials are still going on. Um, and Eddie, now living on his own, he's a bit of a bum. He's approached by one of Drake's scientists, Dora Scaif, who basically asks for Eddie's help. While he's at the facility searching for evidence, he comes across a homeless acquaintance of his who's been infected by one of the symbiotes, and the symbiote actually transfers to Eddie when she attacks him. Basically goes from there. The symbiote becomes Venom and starts speaking to Eddie, has a voice within a voice, and when Eddie comes by a mirrored site, such as a window or something, he actually sees Venom in the reflection instead of himself. The scenes with Venom are actually pretty fun. The first time we actually see him semi-transformed is when a group of heavies hired by Drake to track him down. In fact, it's actually around the same scene we see the first semblance of it. He has a neighbour who plays music really loud, and it drives Eddie insane. So he's all like puffy-eyed, sweaty, and dishevelled. He goes to the neighbour, asks him to turn it down, and when the neighbour refuses, you see Eddie's face start to turn patchy black. His eyes go like really low white. And then he gets tracked down by some heavies hired by Drake, the CEO, and the symbiote comes to life around him, starts laying out. Eddie does all these mad flips, and that's one good take on this film, is that the action scenes are really good. But for the most part, the story just labours. It's a bit of a drag. But eventually it comes to a crescendo where some of the other symbiotes come together. They try and take Eddie / Venom out. There's a big dramatic explosion, and in the explosion, the Venom symbiote detaches, or rather, it's believed that the symbiote has detached itself from Eddie, and he's no longer free, he's settled, he's happy. But as it turns out, that's not the case. They're still bonded. So it ends on a strong note. They make a goal to basically work together to only take out bad guys. But it sets a mid-credit scene. It sets up the sequel that's meant to be out next year. Basically, you see Woody Harrelson in a cameo as a killer called Cletus Cassidy, and he mentions the word carnage, and that is supposed to be the plot of the next film, battle between Venom and Carnage. So that is pretty exciting. Um, would I recommend it? I would if you're just curious about watching it. It is on Netflix right now to watch. That is how I watched it. Um, if you're a Spider-Man fan, you may like this newer take on Venom. If you're a hardcore Spider-Man fan, you probably won't. Um, like I said, I kind of liked it, but at the same time, it was a bit. Eh. So that is it. That is it for this review. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Um, as mentioned in the last film review, over the next few weeks there will be some reviews popping up on the channel, so keep your eyes peeled for them. But for now, I've been the Blue Geek. This has been Blue Geek Reviews. Bye for now.